Hello everyone, Ben from Hack Engineering here, and also now from Hack Moto. So Hack Moto is a new division of ours. It is still the very same people behind it. We're also having a bit of help from Brendan, which is great. Brendan is the guy you can see right in front of me as I enjoyed the view of the back of his head for about 4.5 hours on a nice Tuesday afternoon of fog and rain, and certainly not the weather we were expecting. But Hack Moto is going to be a really exciting division where we're going to be specialising in motorcycle parts and accessories, not just for BMW, but obviously BMW are perhaps our favourites for the moment. So enjoy this video. This is how I came to be the owner of an R1150GS Adventure. As mentioned in the video a little bit later on, we believed it to be the cheapest, and ever since I've been looking for one cheaper and I haven't been able to find anything close to what I paid for this bike. So absolute bargain. We'll be following the journey of this bike as we do a few little upgrades and some service work and kind of go through it in more detail. But in the meantime, enjoy this video. It was all filmed in a bit of a rush because, to be quite honest, we wanted to be home at a not ridiculous hour of a Tuesday night / Wednesday morning. So enjoy, let us know what you think. Please comment, like and subscribe, and we'll see you soon again with this bike and others. I'm going to start with you. Why are we here?
I made you buy a bike.
Yeah. So I've owned a 1200 GS, but I've never, other than that, had a Boxer GS.
Yep.
And you flew to the south of France to buy yours.
Yeah. So I went and picked mine up. I wanted to, look at an adventure. One of my mates had it. He did all of Europe on it from Australia, and then he had it sitting for about 7 months. Flew out there, picked it up, and rode it back. So, and today we've done a bit of a similar story for you.
Yeah. You did southwest France. We've done southwest UK.
Yeah, that's actually really true. Yeah.
Brendan had kind of found this bike, and it, as far as we could find, is the cheapest.
I think we
GS
easily
of pretty much any kind.
Yeah, I mean, if you wanted to really nick, there's probably one cheaper, but the cheapest with luggage by far, original luggage especially, because I think that's the biggest sort of key. And what we just found out now is quite cool. Apparently, it's one of the off-road skills, Simon Pavey's first bike. So yeah, we're gonna have to double check that, but
it's got heritage.
yeah.
But I think the cheapest.
Yeah, definitely.
That we could find, and we sort of talked about it. You'd spoken to Steve, who's selling it. He's a really nice bloke.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we're basically at Hack HQ. To anyone that doesn't know where we are, sort of half an hour north of Brighton.
Yep.
And then just decided to jump on your 1150 and ride down here and come and get this afternoon.
Yeah,
so it's now like 7 o'clock in the evening. We've still got to ride home. But
so we're going to be home around midnight. Sorry to our partners. So I mean, we'd planned to go get it next week. Yeah. I think we're just children and decided we'd go early. So and it wasn't the most comfortable ride, but we did it.
It wasn't bad.
Well, I didn't expect it to be winter during summer, so we drove through fog, which I didn't think was going to happen.
And a bit of rain. Didn't prepare for that. But what do you think riding at the 100 metres that we've ridden so far, so good.
Yeah.
I can't believe how good it feels. They're heavy. Definitely heavy, and definitely feels a lot heavier than my 1200 did. Although that was a non-adventure and
exactly.
But like once you're moving, it feels so agile and stable, and
absolutely.
I
think
so cool.
Yeah, the stand, like everyone knows about the stand. It obviously makes it lean over 10 times more. Plus, you got all the luggage on the back as well. So you have dived in the deep end straight away, and then we're going to ride back 4 hours. So that's a very good test for anyone that wants to try a bike. But it's quite a cool bike. I didn't think. I mean, there is some, I wouldn't say issues, but tinkering bits and pieces. But for the money that it was, for the cheapest one that we've got, and for having all the bits and pieces on it, like, yeah. What's that, Adam bloke? Adam Reed? What's the...
Adam, your fellow Aussie.
Yeah, we'll blame him. He's doing the same stuff now. So,
yeah.
But yeah, I think, yeah, you're gonna have fun. I'm definitely glad I peer pressured you.
Yeah, we need to. I'll see how it feels without the panniers and everything.
Yeah.
And then maybe get it on some trails and
Yeah, definitely.
experience what. Because it's a GS. It's not a.
No, exactly.
I know they're good at touring, but GSs are supposed to go off road a bit.
Yeah, and I think that's the biggest thing about GSs is getting there comfortably, and being able to go off road and not worrying about it at all. So yeah, I think you're gonna have a lot of fun, and we're gonna have a lot of fun.
Yeah,
because I think we're gonna have a bit of a play around with this one. So
yeah. Let's get home.
Yeah,
and then we'll go out to play at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah, obviously with Hack Moto, I was thinking it'd be cool to have some different bikes around, but we've somehow ended up with two 1150 GSAs.
Yeah.
But they're so cool. Why wouldn't you? So
I think that's the biggest thing at the moment, because I mean I was working in bike sales. I've moved out of bike sales. New bike sales has dropped off, and that's the thing. You can have a lot of fun for not as much money as what it should be. So yeah,
why not?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, cool.
All right,
Let's go enjoy it. Yeah, before it gets too dark.
Yeah, all rained on.
But yeah, we'll update at some point.
Absolutely.
Soon.
Yeah.
Might not be tonight because probably just both want to go to bed.
No,
but
exactly.
Yeah, I'll get a commuting on it and then see how we get on.
Cheaper on fuel.
Right, catch you soon.
Thank you.
Back on the road. We've got 4 hours, maybe a bit more ahead of us. This bike's barely been used for, I think he said, past 5 months or something like that. So hopefully it doesn't let me down. I'm sure it won't. Yeah, long way home. So we're on our way out of Tinmouth now. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. It's just dawned on me that I was here just a couple of months ago on my 900 GS, which is quite funny. But yeah, I'm going to have to do all talking for Brendan. He's got no microphone, and our intercoms have decided not to talk to each other. So it's going to be a long, lonely ride home. But yeah, I'm so chuffed with this bike. Everything about it feels better than expected, really. It seems to run really well. It seems to just do everything. The throttle's a bit sticky and sort of stiff. I think just the cable needs a bit of lubing up. We've sorted a couple of little oil weeps, but really nothing at all major. And to kind of explain the story we touched upon, regarding the dents on the side of the tank. So allegedly this bike was bought new along with a bunch of others by Simon Pavey. If you don't know who he is, look him up. It won't take long. For tours across Morocco, and this was bike number 1 that he rode, and it has little number 1s on the back of the panniers in little high-vis stickers. And supposedly he dropped it in Morocco, dented the side, scuffed the engine cover, and then a little while later Steve bought it, who I've just bought it from. He had it for 14 or 15 years. He looked like he was going to cry as I rode off on it, if I'm completely honest, and I don't blame him because it's a lovely thing, but he just wasn't getting any use out of it, which is fair enough. And he had quite a few other really lovely projects, so if he's not doing big commutes and things on this, then I can see why this would be the first to go. But yeah, this bike, for something I thought was just potentially a bit of a battered GS that someone had sat in their garage for a while, actually has some real history to it. It feels really good. Yeah, what a thing! What a thing! The plan was to sell the panniers and potentially a couple of other little goodies this bike's got. My planned use for it really is commuting and maybe a little bit of trail riding, so I don't need the big panniers, and they're worth good money for good reason. They're built to last, and obviously fit the bike perfectly with all the racking that's already on there. All the panniers on this have the matching key to the bike, which obviously I'd potentially change if I was selling them. But just everything's so good and has so much history to it that I don't know if I really want to sell the panniers. Kind of want to keep it in one piece if it's the next Simon Pavey bike. So yeah, just what a find. I'll be completely honest, Brendan found this, not me. I really love his 1150, so he got that from memory is sort of 5 or 6 weeks ago now. He hasn't had it long, so he flew to South France to Biarritz, got it as essentially a non-runner, fixed it up, rode it all the way home, and enjoyed all the sights through France as he went. And that's the sort of thing I've always wanted to do. I've done a lot of riding across Europe, but always on my own bike. I'd love to just turn up somewhere and have the added adventure of an unknown bike. And yeah, I love the story so much. I think he clocked onto that. Also saw this bike going cheap and knew what the panniers were worth. So knew it made financial sense in some ways to buy it, sell the panniers. There's a couple of bits he wants. And yeah, just sort of as a bit of a deal, it made so much sense. But yeah, I don't know. Now I've ridden it all of about 4 miles, I'm in love. So we'll see if see what happens with it. But it's very, very cool having the pair of these together. I have no idea if you can hear me or not. I can also very much tell you that the speedo is doing its own thing. I think we're probably doing all of 65 miles an hour. Not whatever it thinks we're doing. A big range between 85 and 95. So that needs a bit of looking at, I think. Wonder if the cable just needs a good grease up, or whether it's about to snap, to be honest, but we'll see. But yeah, just what a machine. So glad I bought it. I can't stop smiling inside my helmet, which I haven't really felt since a year ago when I bought the 900. But that was such a different experience of obviously buying something new. It's lovely. It's yours. It's new. I had a really good time, as I mentioned in the video at the time. Buying it through Brendan when he was at BMW Brighton, and yeah, loved it. But this was so different, where you're buying something that at least one person has loved previously. It's got a history. You kind of can't replicate history, and all for the price of, well, to be honest, for the price of probably what I've spent in goodies on the 900 since I bought it. So the total for buying this bike, and Steve, who sold it to me, he's ordered new bits and bobs for it because he was still tinkering with it and wanted it to still make him proud. So he's sending on the grips and a few other bits he's bought. So what a good deal, and what a lovely guy to deal with. But 1,900 quid for this. And to be honest, judging by the feel of it so far, other than the speedo being a bit funky at high revs, I'd almost quite happily ride this wherever, which is probably good because I've got 4 hours of this and anything can happen. And all we have between us is the BMW toolkit that's under my seat, which is all present and correct, which is lovely. But if something really goes wrong, that's not going to get us very far. Little update, I think we're probably about 40 miles in. I did reset the trip, but not when we left, which is silly of me, but there you go. And this thing's just coming alive. As I mentioned earlier, the speedo had quite a wobble and the needle didn't seem very happy, and that seems to settle right down. I think it's still overreading potentially, but fuel gauge seemed a bit funny, a bit inconsistent. That sorted itself out, so perhaps float's just a bit sticky again where it's been sat. Things I didn't mention as well, it's got brand new Michelins front and rear. So they're Anarchies, I think, not Wilds or anything, as you'll have probably noticed. So they're just the sort of, I don't know what they really are, sort of 50-50 or 70-30 type off-roady adventure tyres. It's got a decat on it, which is just a wide pipe on these, which looks okay. Maybe not the nicest I've ever seen, but it's not leaking and it's certainly not the worst I've ever seen. It's got a sort of unknown carbon can on it, which looks maybe like a Remus from back in the day, but there's no markings on it, so no idea. But yeah, like all the damping, everything feels tight and it rides so nicely. It's the bike I didn't know I needed in my life so much. Absolutely love it. But yeah, the suspension, I can't get over it. I think that's probably almost the thing I'm most surprised about. It feels really well damped and tight. It's not bouncy or anything. Like my old 1200 GS felt terrible compared to this. If this just had a slightly less stiff throttle, you honestly would not think it was the age it was to ride it. I spoke too soon about the fuel gauge. It's gone to 0 again. But hopefully that'll sort itself out. I am fairly low on fuel, so maybe after I fill up and get that float moving around a bit more, maybe that'll sort it. But yeah, what a bike. What a bike. They sound good as well. I mean, I don't know if I'd call them soulful or anything, but they've got a really nice bark to them. Actually, yeah, I'm absolutely shocked. I really thought, Brendan showed me all the messages that him and Steve had been sending each other, and I think Steve was far too nice, to be honest. He sort of actually offered to put new plugs in it and give it an oil change before we picked it up, knowing that we were planning to ride it all the way back. And because we decided to do that today, not next week, he hadn't had the time to do it, so it was all a bit last minute. And he's actually given me all the bits. They're in the top box. But yeah, I think he made it sound far worse than it is really. This thing just just needs some riding and a little bit of TLC, but really nothing major at all. I love my 900, and I love all the newer adventure bikes and things, and all the tech makes them so much better in many ways in terms of, it'd be nice to have my phone charging or have my own nav. Oh, it's another 1150! But I don't know, in some ways that distracts from the riding. And this thing just feels so mechanical, and it's grown up, but also takes me back to sort of when I first started riding and riding cheaper older bikes and actually having a real mechanical feel, which the 900 sort of does, but just not in the same way as this. There's no quick shifter, cable throttle, which is obviously why it's quite stiff. Doing everything myself, feels straight at home. It's so easy to ride despite the size of it and the age of it and the quirkiness of it. It's sort of the, dare I say it, sort of the last of the old era of air-cooled boxer, shaft drive. I know they did the 1200 afterwards. That's sort of when things just started to get more electrical. Look at Brendan's, how well that bike does despite the mileage, how well this one's doing despite the mileage. Steve sort of said it's, really it's just been serviced all its life, and that's kind of it. It hasn't really needed anything, and it could probably do some bits, but they just don't make them like this anymore, I suppose. But yeah, so we're now probably 50 miles in. That was a nice little detour, but we're back on the main road. We shall carry on, cracking on, and catch up with you in a bit. It's obviously starting to get dark, so I don't realistically know how much video we'll get of the journey back. Judging by it so far, and I really don't want to curse it, but it'll hopefully be fairly uneventful. But, well, let's find out, shall we? We're now travelling through the historic town of Lewes, which means I'm only probably 8 miles from Hack HQ, something like that. It's basically the next town along. And the fact that I haven't had much to say since we left somewhere around the outskirts of Devon is because this bike just has not gone wrong. Good use of the highway code there. It literally has been absolutely flawless. I can't really get over how good it is. We're filled up with fuel in Devon, and as you can see, it's used, well, a third of a tank really. And we literally rode non-stop after getting fuel. It's just brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. very good purchase. If anything, it's a bit too nice. I was hoping to not fall in love with this one too much, but here we are. So yeah, that's it for this video. I kind of thought it might be a bit more eventful on the way back, but all that's been allowed to happen is for me to fall in love with the 1150 GSA and prove to myself what a bargain this bike is. So watch this space for more. There are some things I want to do with it, both mechanically and in terms of places to ride it, things to do on it. So yeah, watch this space. We'll catch you next time. Maybe something will go wrong next time, maybe it won't. Maybe this bike is just going to prove itself to be a bit invincible, but we shall see. Catch you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And for all the car guys out there who are getting bored of the bike content, apologies. We have some cool car stuff coming soon as well. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled. Catch you next time. I'm going to bed because it is nearly 11:30. Good night.